Shalom, brothers. It's Elder Taza Dakbar. Brothers are in here, Elder Menatazak, Tazayawan, and Ayathan. And it's another GMS Journeys. As you can see, the camera's focusing on this article. I printed this down. It's not an article. This is actually something that was sent by the FBI to people in internet cafes like a Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, different little coffee shops that might be in your area where you can get on the internet and
other batteries charged.
You can get on the internet and Wi-Fi access, and you could go in there and drink a cup of hot Java and log on with your computer or whatever. Well, this is, as you see at the top over here, it says Bureau of Justice Assistance, and that's the seal. You see the eagle over there, here. Then you see here, FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations, and that's the FBI symbol. Communities Against Terrorism, potential indicators of terrorist activities related to internet cafe. Now, this is a offshoot of the NDAA, which was, they were trying to pass it around the time of Thanksgiving, and I believe they must have passed it into fruition or into law or whatever. NDAA is an acronym for National Defense Authorization Act. That act basically makes all the United States citizens terrorists. Now, I'm gonna read some of the things that it says here. What should I consider suspicious? This is for people that work in coffee cafes like a Starbucks, a Dunkin' Donuts, or a little mom and pop place where you go get donuts and coffee.
Wi-Fi.
And they have Wi-Fi hookup for you to go in there with your laptop or whatever, or your cell phone, because now cell phones can hook into Wi-Fi. It says, what should I consider suspicious? People who are overly concerned about privacy, attempts to shield the screen from view of others. It says always pay cash or use credit cards in different names. If you always pay, wait a minute, before there was motherfucking credit cards, debit cards, before you could even write a check, what did you have? Cash. So how the fuck is just because you pay for your coffee in cash at a fucking coffee shop and a donut or a motherfucking a muffin, how the fuck does that make you a terrorist because you pay in cash? And basically what the government is saying is that there's something wrong with us. We're paranoid because we don't want to have our transactions. No, motherfucker, it ain't your business that I'm buying a fucking coffee and a goddamn muffin and a fucking right now, dealing with these, the FBI and all. How the fuck are you going to be a terrorist because you want to pay for your shit with cash? Like, you had a thought, brother?
Right, again, like I was about to say, you know what they're doing. Basically, they're conditioning these people to getting them ready for the chip. All right, basically that goes against your constitutional rights. So you don't have no more constitutional rights, and basically that's going to get people ready to accept the chip. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to say, in the name of terrorism, that's going to be another avenue. That way, if you have the chip, they already know who you are. They know that you're not a terrorist. It's a new movie that Denzel just did. Basically, they were talking about the chip in that movie. Now, which that's going to make some people say, oh, that's just Hollywood or whatever. But why do they keep pushing that thing about the chip? They even got commercials about it now. And that's what this is leading up to. You know?
That's right, just like the brother says. It says also,
matter of fact, real quick, Isaiah the 10th chapter real quick. Was it Isaiah 10 and 1?
Righteous decrees.
Yeah. This is a scripture that we bring out a lot. But that's what that is, man. That's an unrighteous decree.
Yeah, while he's getting there, I had to go to court yesterday for that bullshit, right? So I was in there with the other brother, Ashawar. So I just looked up justice, right, in the dictionary. The word justice, it means to be righteous and upright. Now there's that scripture that talking about Esau, which says a spirit that is in the spirit is not upright in him.
Right.
So there is no justice. The real justice is judging by the laws of the Most High. Which, as you were saying, this thing with the microchip and the cashless society, that's against the laws of the Most High, right? Because even our forefathers, they use money, but they use gold, silver.
Yep.
The Most High ain't never instituted no cash, microchip.
Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Right, and that means just that. Death to the so-called white man. Because I don't give a damn how many Uncle Tom sellout niggas you got defending you and speaking up for you. You're the wicked. You're the one responsible for making these bullshit laws, man. Now you can't use fucking cash to pay for your items. So the Lord says, woe unto you. That's why we're in a time where the Most High is about to destroy you damn devils, man. Go ahead.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees.
Right, and then the decree is basically a law, something that comes in the law. All right? Something that's made to be the new belief system. Like this, that Elder Tyler Dotbot got with this information about this is a memo they sent to all these different, cafes and stuff where a lot of people frequent at, where you get a mixed multitudes and a lot of people hang out and stuff. That's why they sit there. So that's a decree. So now they're making that the belief of this is how life should be. If somebody, I don't want to jump the gun, I'm not sure if it says it in this one, but the brother was telling me he got one point where they said if somebody got a missing finger or something, he's a suspect. Call the police. If a guy pays for, like he said, his muffin or something like that, right, with cash, then you're supposed to like look at him or look at him like he might be a terrorist,
right? And report him. Make a log of it or something and report him. They making every American citizen a snitch.
Right.
And these people are so stupid, and you've put this whole guise of terrorism out there that these dumbasses actually believe this bullshit when the one that's committing the terrorist attacks is the fucking government. You're the ones that's doing it. You're the ones that brought down the towers in 9/11.
Yep.
You're the ones that financed and set up motherfucking Al-Qaeda, or should I call them Al-CIA? You set those motherfuckers up and you financed them. You financed their war machine. You set them up. You educated them. You sent them into schools. They had scholarships and all that to go to schools and learn here in the U.S.
You know what's going to happen, man? All you people, right? You're going to find out what we were saying is true. That the Illuminati, they did all this, man. Your so-called government, the so-called CIA, and the people who created those functions, just like the brother said, you're going to find out that they really exist, and they created all this stuff, and they betrayed you. You're going to find out. It's going to be too damn late. All you other you Israelites out there that sold out, like General Gehenna, Nathaniel 7, and all them other guys that sit there and say that we are coming up with conspiracy theories, you're going to find out that what we were saying was the prophecies, man. That the Most High is the one, because really, it goes beyond the so-called white man. The so-called white man is just a tool for the Most High, man. We can get that in the scriptures too, man. Matter of fact, when you read on in the book of Isaiah, the 10th chapter, it's going to break that down. All right, so go ahead, read on, brother.
Woe unto you that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Look at this. This is written grievousness that they prescribe. I'm going to read some more. It says, what should I consider suspicious? This is in an internet cafe. It says people who act nervous or suspicious behavior inconsistent with activities are observed switching SIM cards in cell phone or use of multiple cell phones. What the fuck does that got to do with anything? If I'm switching my SIM card, what if my SIM card was bad in my phone and I just bought a new one? I stopped in to get a coffee and I'm changing my SIM card, and then I'm trying to reset my numbers in the phone and shit. I'm a terrorist now because I'm changing a fucking SIM card in the phone? It says travel illogical distances to use internet cafe. How the fuck are you supposed to determine that? How are you supposed to? Then it goes on to say activities on computer indicate evidence of residential based internet provider signs on to Comcast, AOL, etc. What the fuck that got to do with anything? Because you sign on to Comcast, AOL, or whatever. Use of anonymizers, portals, or other means to shield IP address. So if you use something to shield your IP address so no one can see you on the internet, you're a terrorist now? Then it goes on to say suspicious or coded writings, use of code, word sheets, cryptic ledgers, etc. Encryption or use of software to hide encrypted data in digital photos, etc. Suspicious communications using VoIP or communicating through a PC game. Like, you playing Xbox or PlayStation Online with the headset, and you communicating with somebody through there. you're playing a video game. And you know, what the fuck kind of bullshit is that, man? Then it goes on to say, use computers to download content of extreme radical nature with violent themes. Gather information about vulnerable infrastructure or obtain photos, maps, or diagrams of transportation, sporting venues, or populated locations.
And you know what? And they could just chump up some charges, man.
Hell yeah, they can make.
They could say, look, they can come to your computer and then put some damn Bin Laden videos in it and say, yeah, we have proof that he was linked to Bin Laden. This man is a devil. They hack into your computer, man.
Right. You
could be at work somewhere and they could be on your computer, man. All right. And I remember the brother out I had done. He's saying that. He say, damn. He says like he be catching people using his computer while he's not home. He'll come there, see the mouse moving around. So who's doing that? That's the fucking government, man.
Yep.
You know, Esau, the so-called white man.
Because with all this technology that's out, all of these companies, whether it's Kaspersky, whether it's Norton, whether it's whatever, any of those sites where you get antivirus to protect your computer while you're on the internet, all of them sites give the government a back door to get into your computer. In other words, your firewall is not going to block them from getting in.
Right.
Now Gene Hackman made a statement about that in the movie Enemy of the State. So he said, look, the NSA has been plugged into everything since the 60s. Telephones, wiretaps. He said, look, they can read your fucking email. They read your email before you read your own fucking email. They got a back door to get into any one of your emails and read your shit before you even press it on the inbox and click it and read it. They can read it, and then it looks like when you pull up your email, this new message is a new message, and then no one ever read it before. But they already read your fucking email already. They got ways of doing this shit, so they can plan shit on you. They can plan shit in your fucking email. They can do any motherfucking thing they want to your ass. Then it says, let me see real quick. It says, if you purchase chemicals, acids, hydrogen peroxide, acetone, fertilizer, etc., if you download or transfer files with how-to content such as content of extreme radical nature with violent themes, anarchist cookbook, explosives or weapons information, military tactics, equipment, manuals, chemicals, or biological information, terrorist, revolutionary literature, preoccupation with press coverage of terrorist attacks. So if you preoccupy with press coverage of terrorist attacks, meaning you're watching it or you're looking at different sites on the net that's posting it, then that means you're a terrorist now. This is fucking bullshit.
And see, and that's why we know eventually they gonna shut the internet down. There's gonna come a time when they're gonna just shut it down.
Yep. Because they passed the SOPA Act. Now I got another one for you. This one was dealing with, this is what the FBI said to internet cafes. Now I got one that they sent to wholesale distributors of beauties and drugs. So that means if you go to a store to buy beauty supplies, or you go to a drugstore like a Walgreens or Duane Reade or Rite Aid or whatever, CVS, and you're going there to, you purchase over-the-counter drugs, whether it be Tylenol or whatever. This is what they give to them now. It says community against terrorism, potential indicators of terrorist activities related to wholesale distributors, beauties, and drug. It says suspicious people who have burn marks on customers' hands, arms, face, are missing hand, fingers, and wearing bright colored stains on their clothing and strange odors. So if you're missing a hand or missing some fingers, and you got bright colored stain on your clothing or odors, or it's a funny odor, they should mark you as a terrorist.
And call the cops on you.
How many people you got that came back from Vietnam and from Desert Storm and from whatever that got their hands blown off or got their fingers blown off?
And it was introduced to Agent Orange or any other of those so-called
chemical warfare. So now, basically what the government is saying is that everybody is a fucking terrorist now. It went from the Arabs being the terrorists to now American citizens are straight up terrorists. And you know what? It's been like that since 1933 when FDR signed the War Powers Act that banned every American citizen from having gold in their possession, and basically made every American citizen an enemy of the government. This is going back to 1933, and that was during the Great Depression. And that was Roosevelt that signed the War Powers Act into fruition. You got something to read, brother?
Yeah. Second Ezra 16 and 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord.
Look at that. They're gonna be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling those that fear the Lord. That's the point that these devils are at right now, man. They're ready to just totally take over. Basically, what's going on now is like the movie Demolition Man, the movie 1984, the movie Demolition Man with Wesley and Stallone. The movie what is this movie? The movie They Live. The movie Judge Dredd. I'm trying to think of this other movie, V for Vendetta. That's what's going on right now. Anybody that speaks against the political party or against the government, you're a terrorist now. Getting abolition of all religion. See, there's another one, I didn't print it up and bring it with me. I just brought these four with me. There's one that talks about like computers and like technical stuff. If you're on the computer and basically you go to sites that deal with radical and racial opinions and views, you're looked at as a terrorist. I didn't bring that one with me. I didn't print it. I didn't print it, but that's another one. Now it says here, it says, let me see it. It's talking about a person that's purchasing supplies from a beauty store or a drugstore. It says, the customer does not work at or own a salon. So if you're going there buying supplies and you don't work at or own a salon, you're suspicious because you're buying products from the salon. You got a lot of people that work out of their home because they can't afford to have a salon and pay the rent of a salon.
Yeah.
So you got women and you got men out there who do this shit too, who in their house, probably in their basement or right in their kitchen or their living room, they have clients come to their house and they just do their hair at their house.
So what they're gonna start doing is busting down their door, rolling up on them.
Yep.
They're gonna say, look, you're a terrorist, or you're in violation of this act or that act.
Yep. It says preoccupation with concentration levels of hydrogen peroxide and acetone. If you're in the beauty industry and they dye people's hair, they use peroxide to dye